My dad would like to share with us a story of a crow's narrow escape that ended.
Ended badly.
Yeah, it wasn't a completely successful narrow escape.
No, it was too narrow.
Yeah.
All right. There's a famous place in Vancouver called Jericho Park and Jericho Beach. So named, this is historical fact, not fiction, because at this bay, this beach, there was originally a sawmill owned by a guy called Jerry. And in fact, he named his sawmill Jerry and Co., Jerry and Company. And that got shortened to Jericho after that famous former city in Palestine.
With walls of stone.
What?
With walls of stone.
With walls, high walls of stone, a Palestinian city. Anyway, that met a bad end. But never mind. Jericho is this park and beach in Vancouver, semi-wild place. The bush there is very wild and the beach isn't. The beach is very tame. But in the bush, behind the beach, there are a lot of trees, and the trees are the home of the very famous or infamous tribe of Jerry Crows, who inhabit and dominate the place. There's a whole tribe of crows, maybe hundreds, and they're all related.
Oh.
By family, by kinship. Kinship, the key to reality. Not reality, cultural reality.
But that's what you disagree with.
I disagree with that, yeah, but never mind, the crows believe it.
Personal hilarity is the key to reality.
Yeah.
It's how you look at things, and they are funny, but only if you look at them the right way.
Yeah.
Right? If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at
If it doesn't make any sense, reverse the telescope.
Look the other way at it?
Yeah, that's what Nelson did. Well, he didn't reverse it, he just put it to his blind eye.
He became a great hero.
Yeah. He got a medal. Well, he didn't get a medal, he got a lordship for it.
Yes.
Well, these crows dominate the whole of Jericho Park. They flap around and they go all day. And I made a great mistake when I had this little crow whom I'd stolen from his nest and illegally brought across the border. That should be a federal crime.
Oh, transporting an illegal
Transporting
immigrant?
a minor. He was a minor. I mean, never been down a mine, but he was still younger than
18 or so.
18. He was younger
or 21.
He was -1. He was, well, he was only just hatched. Anyway, I brought him across the border and I cherished him and nourished him.
Yeah, chewed up worms
and ravished him and etc. And I took him for a walk one day in Jericho Park, and I happened to be wearing a very red flannel shirt. It was early in the summer, it was quite cool, and you needed a heavy woolen shirt.
Oh, like this?
Like that, but not a jacket, not a jacket with a hood, a shirt.
Yeah.
Just a shirt, but it made a red flannel like a fire engine.
Mm-hmm.
And so I carried the crow, I carried him because he couldn't fly and he could only just walk a little bit, but he couldn't walk at 3 or 4 miles an hour like a regular human being. He could only walk about a quarter of a mile an hour.
Oh.
And he couldn't walk for an hour anyway, he'd get tired. Anyway, I carried him into the park and looked for a nice sunny place where we could sit down and eat a sandwich or whatever it was we'd brought.
And a worm?
And a worm, yeah, or a chicken heart.
Mm-hmm.
And as we reached this clearing, we were spied by a scout from the Jerry Crows.
Oh.
And he came over to investigate and dived down for a closer look, which scared the shit out of my little crow, who was on my shoulder, but he was trying to get under my ear.
Yeah.
To get away from this inquisitive crow. And the crow's cries brought all his brethren.
Mm-hmm.
And sestrin.
Mm-hmm.
What's sestrin? The product of incest, called a sister in modern English. brethren and sistren, they all came flocking over, screaming, and they circled round in a great, massive armada, black armada of crows, and they got very excited. Well, they were very excited, and they dived down for a closer look and squawked at my poor little crow. Squawked right in his ear. Not that a crow has any ears, not visible anyway, but I guess they're audible. And they scared the living daylights out of him, because they were all circling around and diving down and buzzing very, very close. They weren't scared of me. Well, crows are not scared of anything. Not even a galloping vociferous. What?
Like a velociraptor.
Like a velociraptor. But never mind, crows are not frightened of anything, if there's enough of them. Because they always outnumber.
They're a pack animal like a wolf.
Yeah, like a wolf, yeah. But more like a crow. Anyway, they continued to harass and dive bomb my poor little crow. And I took him off my shoulder and put him on my lap, and he crawled under my shirt and hid, quaking with terror.
Yeah.
And he was literally terrified to death.
Oh no.
Because he died about 2 days later.
He just died of the fear.
He died of fear. Yeah, he died of all those other crows. Those wild flying crows.
Him. Yeah.
Yeah, he felt very, very unwanted and rejected.
Oh no.
And that was the end of that poor little crow. I had to go get another one.
Oh, yeah, okay. Because I was like, because you taught your crow to fly, so then this
yeah,
is
but
the
that
one
wasn't the
before
first
that.
one. That was the second one.
I didn't know there was 2 crows.
Well,
This was crow number 1.
crow number 1 who...
Beedly dum, teedly dee.
He was done to death at Jericho.
Crow number 2 learned to fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was done to death by a cat.
Yeah. Now it makes more sense.
Yeah.
See, every time you talk with my dad, you get a little more illuminated.
Or eliminated.
So you went and found this crow in the same spot again?
Yeah. Yeah.
In the States?
Same tree.
You mean you just walked over the border from your farm?
No. I visited my friend Tom Brown, who'd bought this rural property, this old house, which had been a farmhouse, in an abandoned farm, which was just all, you wouldn't say pasture, but grassland and trees, farmland which had just gone to shit. You know what I mean? Abandoned.
Yeah.
Probably old houses now, near Blaine, Washington, which is only just south of the border. But it was a happy place because Tom's a happy guy.
Yeah.
And
you put a new spin on it.
Yeah, he's a math professor.
Like what Will did. You said that place looks like the set of a Mexican horror movie.
Yeah.
But Will turned it around, and then eventually, years later, it burned down.
It did
completely.
become a Mexican horror movie, yeah. Maybe I had a premonition of how it was going to end.
Yeah, like Psycho John. Maybe you're psychic too.
Probably, yeah.
You were when you had the narrow escape and you're underwater in the hole.
Yeah.
You heard a voice which saved your life because you did what it said.
Right. Yeah.
And then you got that message, or no, you have a knowing or something.
A feeling.
Yeah, that you'll always be all right no matter what happens.
Yeah.
That's how you got through the narrow escapes.
Yeah. Confident. Or foolhardiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, they do say the worst thing to do in a dangerous situation like that is panic. So, like, say you're in a cave and the waves come in, right? You're kind of, like, stuck in that cave.
Yeah.
You can still breathe, but the tide's coming up.
Yeah.
Right? If you panic, you'll probably die.
Yeah.
And if you keep your head, you may be able to get out.
Right. Especially if you keep your head above water.
Yeah.
But even if you can't, keep your head underwater.
Yeah, but keep your head straight. Keep it on. Don't run around like a chicken with its head cut off. That's panic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Don't panic. See, that's why they sold so many copies of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Because it has in large letters on the back cover, don't panic.
Oh yeah.
That's the first thing to do when you're in a situation where you need information.
Right.
Don't panic. That's the first step.
Right. Panic comes from the Greek, the great god Pan, who was the terrible but lovely god of the forest.
Oh yeah, Pan.
Pan.
Yeah, there's a band called Panic at the Disco. And one of their songs, or CDs, probably a song, is lying is the most fun that a woman can have without taking her clothes off, or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Lying.
Yeah.
Oh.
And according to Seth Godin, all marketers are liars. Does that mean all women are marketers?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a fallacy.
Another fallacy, yeah.
Yeah.
Fallacy from the Greek phallus, meaning cock, prick, penis, which is the root of the word Palestine.
Huh.
Well, it was, because they worshipped the prick.
Oh.
On the jackass. They had a famous statue of a jackass with a big hard-on,
Yeah.
which everyone worshipped.
Idolize it.
Idolized. They idolized this idol, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the clue to the fallacy of idolatry.
Yeah.
One of the many clues.
Hmm.
To the fallacy of phallus,
If you
of phallic
idolize a
worship.
jackass,
Yeah.
where will your
It's all very well to
civilization
worship the cock if you've got one.
Hmm.
But if you haven't got one, you'll never get one no matter.
go? Yeah.
Even if your mouth is full
Well,
of
they
it.
were wishing that they had a bigger one.
Yeah.
So they chose the jackass.
Yeah.
You know, there's a group called Jackass too. At least I think that's what they're called.
A jackass too.
Oh, yeah, that's the second movie.
Yeah.
Aren't they called Jackass? I don't remember. It has these people in it who do jackass things, like ride down a hill in a grocery cart and things.
Oh yeah.
Jump out of a moving vehicle into a bush.
Yeah.
Or jump off a building into a tree, or into a pool,
Right.
or onto a pile of gravel or something.
Not
Just
gravel.
all kinds of crazy things. Yeah,
Yeah.
shit on a window of a restaurant with people eating, shit directly against the window and run away. Yeah, it's Jackass.
On the outside or on the inside?
Outside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. It wouldn't smell too bad on the inside.
Go across a rope over a pool of alligators or crocodiles,
Yeah.
naked, with a jockstrap on, and chicken in the jockstrap, loop through it so that the crocodiles jump up and try to pull the chicken out.
Yeah. They're well-trained alligators. Very agile alligators.
Oh yeah,
That's
you
an
probably-
allegory, by the way. The allegory of the alligators.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What is that? Allegory is a story, isn't it?
A story which illustrates a truth,
Like a parable.
like a parable. An allegory is a symbolic story, like most stories.
Like everything in the Bible. Most.
Yeah,
Symbolic.
like everything in the Bible, yeah. It's an allegory for something else.
Can you make up an allegory about Bullet the dog? I guess don't run after.
Are you an
vehicles.
allegorical dog?
Yeah,
Look at
don't-
him, he's
don't run
fast
after-
asleep. He's
Well, we
missing
put him
all
to sleep
this.
with all the stories.
Yeah.
It's bedtime stories in this case. For
Yeah.
dogs. You may need to put out another album of those. A whole series, bedtime stories for dogs.
Yeah.
That might be your market, actually. We don't know yet.
Yeah, lullabies for a Labrador.
We're still experimenting.
Yeah.
Yeah, a story, an allegory about a dog. Like, it could be that don't chase after vehicles, or don't get in front of them, or something.
Yeah, if you're going to chase a vehicle, chase behind it,
Or
not in
beside.
front of it. Don't hit it head on like he did.
So he took it in the shoulder.
He took it in the shoulder.
He still runs.
He runs again, yeah, because,
And he still
his
chases.
soul goes marching on.
Keeps chasing cars.
He keeps on chasing cars.
He lives for
The,
it.
the legend, the moral of this is do not attempt to learn from your mistakes.
Oh.
Well, ideally, you don't make any mistakes, so
In
how
the
the hell
first
could you
place.
ever learn anything? You already know it. But anyway, he didn't. He did learn a little bit. He learned do not take on a moving vehicle
Head
from
on.
in front of it. Come out behind it and snap and snarl and chase after it, but don't ever catch it.
Uh-huh. You had another dog that would run and circle the cars on the
Yeah.
freeway.
Oh,
trying to
yeah,
stop them.
Max.
So he was able to do it.
He conquered. He was a conquering hero. He broke down a driver's personality just by looking at him through the window, glaring. He had a wicked eye.
Yeah.
Doberman Pinscher, born killer, a natural born killer. And he always thought of cars as his natural prey. And he tackled them even on the freeway at full speed. He would chase after a car and then he would circle around it, eyeballing the driver and forcing the driver to slow down and finally stop, which meant that Max had won. And then to show his conquest, he would run over to the car and leap up and put his paws, front paws, on the windshield
Oh,
and stare fixedly at the driver who was quaking in terror, even if it was a policeman. Because I saw him nail an RCMP car, and there were two Mounties in there. Mounties usually go in pairs, same as nuns.
oh,
Not the same as nuns, differently.
but in that way.
But in that way, they always go in pairs, like kippers.
Yeah,
Why do kippers go in pairs?
I didn't know they do. I don't know what a kipper is. I was thinking of
A kipper is a
kipling.
herring,
Oh.
and the explanation for it going
Yom
in pairs
Kippur.
is what?
Yom Kippur. That's
Yom
where you
Kippur,
wait
yeah.
a month and then eat kiplings.
All right. And on Yom Kippur, you eat kippers.
Hmm.
Anyway, kipper is a staple of human life in England because it's a herring that's been smoked. But in order to be smoked, it's first of all cut down the spine
The belly.
and opened up, which explains why you always have a pair of kippers. It's only one
Oh,
fish,
it's opened up.
but it's the right and the left
Yeah.
part of the herring.
Yeah.
That's a pair of kippers, like a pair of pants.
Yeah.
It's really only one
Or a
thing.
double-breasted suit.
A double-breasted suit.
Yeah. A double-breasted, red-breasted robin.
Yeah. Hey. The double-breasted suit, contrary to the name, is never worn by women.
Right.
It's only worn by men
With no breasts.
with no breasts. Yeah, or
Yeah.
with one breast,
Oh,
but no tits.
right.
Yeah.
Well, we did get to watch Kika, and the journalist doesn't have her tits out very often.
No, it was a different version of the movie that I saw.
Oh,
Very
but
different.
still named that.
Yeah, it was named King. It must have been another cut, another editor's cut.
But you saw the same people in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
just
same
different
story,
cut. Okay.
but the scene was different.
Yeah.
The opening scene of the Kiko that I saw was this TV journalist with topless interviewing a professor from the university who is a very academic, learned professor full of abstract abstrusities, absurdities.
Yeah.
And she was, provoking him with her questions and with her tits, which are in full camera. And he didn't know, whether his asshole was bored or punched.
Oh. Gotta ask a riveter.
Derivative.
You have to ask a riveter.
Yeah.
Which way?
Yeah. Or some sort of mechanic. I learned that expression in the army.
About your bunghole?
No, about he doesn't know if his asshole's bored or punched.
Well, he's gonna blow his nose now, so we'll have an intermission while we look at the dog and see if we can wake him up.
Yeah, that woke him up.
Yeah, he just
So
looked
what's
around.
that a
but
howl
he didn't,
about?
He didn't howl though.
No, nothing.
It takes a while to get him howling. And there's Father Christmas on the other side of the cup.
Ah, yeah. Aye.
So,
Nick.
what's your favorite time of year, Dad?
Summer,
Oh yeah,
or in Mexico, winter,
Yeah.
which is like Canadian summer.
yeah. That's why I'm going there.
Good reason.
Good warmth.
Yeah. Blue skies,
Yeah.
warm sun, warm sea. Yeah. This is a thing I've never talked about to you guys?
Oh, that's the question we should always ask. What have you never talked about? And also, what's the most
I'm about
important thing we should be talking about today?
The joys of underwater in Mexico.
That's great.
The fantastic realm of the submarine world. Coral reefs in particular.
Let's go into that in the next episode.
Yeah.
That's great. And more at dixtravels.com.